let's look at the daytime recording. Up top we have the FineVu GX33, and on the bottom is the Thinkware F800PRO. I think immediately you can tell that the Thinkware has a greater level of contrast. We see deeper blacks and light colors, but that doesn't really add to the picture quality, and I feel like with the FineVu you can see a lot more detail because those shadows aren't so covering. Another thing I noticed about the FineVu is like the logos like on that FedEx truck there are a little bit more clear, the edges, and just in general all of the edges on the FineVu are more clear. So it definitely has a better picture quality in my opinion, not quite as noisy of an image as the Thinkware is giving us. So I think I have to give the FineVu the edge here in terms of daylight quality, and if you look at some of these signs coming up too, I think you'll be able to better see them on the FineVu than the Thinkware. Okay, let's take a look at some nighttime footage now. So here we are going through a well-lit, kind of urban downtown area. And on the right side of the street, we have, pretty well lit pathway. On the left, it starts to get a little dark. Immediately, if you look at that, Pleasanton sign right there, the FineVu quality of the image is much better. Both of these cameras do a pretty good job on the periphery, if we look at the sidewalk area on the right. And I would say on the left, where it's a little bit darker, the FineVu actually illuminates that a bit better. You can make out the details. Like if we look at that gas station on the far left here, I would say it's pretty clear that the FineVu has a better image quality than the Thinkware does. So once again, props to FineVu here on this nighttime image quality. None of them are that great at reading, let's say, super fine details like the license plate of the car in front of us. But as we approach this light here, and we look at the street sign, you will see that one of these cameras is a little bit better to read that sign than the other. And stopping right here, we can see that it's interesting. The lit sign, the FineVu is a little bit easier to read, right? It's completely glared out on the Thinkware. But the sign above that, I would say the Thinkware is actually a little bit easier to read. Okay, in this next clip, we're going to see areas on the periphery being pretty dark, right? The street is somewhat lit, but this upcoming park and neighborhood on left and right, really not well lit. Also, there's going to be a group of pedestrians jaywalking in this darkness. I don't think either camera really has much of an advantage in this scenario. I didn't notice the people earlier in one than the other, but we do see the Thinkware image is quite a bit noisier.